I get up in the morning, I set my alarm clock. I go over to Dennis and wake him up. Tell him, he knows, pop it in his mouth, drink, take a couple of sips, and he goes right back to sleep for about an hour.
Geneva Fielding resisted putting her sons on drugs despite their behavioral, emotional, and learning troubles. That included Dennis, her youngest, who doctors had diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD. Fielding, who became a mother at 16, never liked how common it was to see children, particularly boys, on behavioral medications.
I see some kids that look, zombie-ish like.
Yet through word of mouth in her neighborhood, she heard that these drugs can indirectly lead to $700 a month. A child would have to qualify for a federal disability program called Supplemental Security Income, or SSI for short.
I've always heard about SSI, even as a little girl. It's like welfare. It's the way to get money. It's the way to survive.
Raising 3 energetic boys on her own, Fielding has always needed the extra money.
Each of my kids has a binder. I keep all their important stuff in here.
She had put in SSI applications for her 2 older sons who were not on medications, but they were rejected.
Get proof of this and proof of that.
Only last year, when teachers strongly recommended she try drugs for Dennis, was she willing to try.
I didn't want to hold Dennis back if this was going to help him.
At school, teachers have noticed an improvement in Dennis's behavior since he's started taking the drugs.
It's like when I want to do something, it just stops me from doing it. You just change.
Dennis was quickly approved for SSI benefits, worth thousands of dollars a year. Fielding finds herself of 2 minds about SSI. She criticizes the program for letting drugs play a dominant role in approvals, but she is also grateful for the extra income.
Honestly, if it's being offered, people are going to take it. That's just a no-brainer. Who says no thank you to extra money? Not me. It helps my family.
A Boston Globe investigation has found that Dennis is part of a growing trend within the SSI program. Originally created by Congress to aid indigent children with severe physical disabilities like cerebral palsy or blindness, today, more than half of all SSI recipients are indigent children with relatively common behavioral or mental problems like ADHD.
Dennis's check is $517 a month.
That money, which is roughly 1/3 of the family's monthly income, can be used for any expenses related to the child, according to David Rust, a top official at the Social Security Administration outside Baltimore.
We're trying to help that child and help that family by giving them income to help provide for the child's care, the child's support, shelter, food, clothing, and so forth.
With a tough economy, the administration has seen applications soar. More than 500,000 came in the last year. Around 40% are approved.
We're providing, I think, a critical part of the safety net for that child and for that child's family.
The way Fielding sees it, the money helps her family get by while she goes to job fairs and looks for work.
I want to work, but the goal is to look for a job with benefits. I'm not going to go work at McDonald's. It's okay, but McDonald's is not paying market rent bills. There's no benefits.
Choosing whether to put children who have behavioral or mental disorders on SSI is one of many hard choices people must make in neighborhoods like these, where jobs are scarce.
They got all types of ways people around here are trying to survive to make money.
Fielding says that when welfare benefits run out, many families look to illegal activities like selling drugs. When people find out that an alternative welfare system exists, they often take it.
My son's father, he receives it. I don't think he's ever going to work. He's never going to work. But if he gets a check, it'll keep him out of jail.
Fielding believes the ADHD drugs, which are helping Dennis focus in classes, were a pivotal factor in the SSI process, confirming what she had long heard in the neighborhood. Still, she's hoping to wean him off as soon as possible.
I don't think Dennis is going to always be. He's going to be a hard-working person. He ain't going to be collecting no checks.
Dennis's hopes for himself in high school are similar to his mother's.
Playing football or basketball. Getting off the ADHD pill.
Back at Social Security headquarters, Rust says while it's not necessary for children to be on drugs to receive SSI benefits, prescriptions can play a role.
It may well be that the existence of prescription drugs and so forth gives us some measure of the severity. But we're looking really at the underlying condition and then the child's ability to function. The drugs may or may not be a significant part of that decision.
But to Fielding and others in low-income neighborhoods, this program, intentionally or not, nudges them towards drugs. Fielding says her reason for speaking up about the SSI program is to shed light on what she feels is sometimes a harmful incentive for the poor who desperately want these cash benefits.
I really do believe if you're on medication that they'll give it to you.